Hi, I'm Maggie at Violets, and I just wanted to show you a simple way to wrap a single rose with a little green and some color so that you can take it home to your loved one. We're going to start with a piece of tissue. You want wax tissue. You're going to need a pair of scissors and a knife. One of these beautiful little tubes to put your rose down in so it doesn't wilt. We're going to fill that with some pre-treated water. You're going to want to put in some plant food in your water and make sure to follow the directions because you don't want to, as I spill all over me, because you don't want to over-treat the water and then it'll end up causing a chemical burn on your flower. So we're going to get out our rose, and if you notice sometimes when you get roses they get a little wilty on the edges, and that's alright. You just want to pull away the leaves that are looking a little old. You're going to go down to where it looks nice and fresh. And then we're going to come along with our knife. We're going to just cut away all the thorns because you definitely don't want to hurt your loved one. We're going to stick that down in. Oh, one step more. Always make sure to cut the very end on an angle, about a 45-degree angle. This opens up the stem and allows the flower to get fresh water. Sometimes when it's been sitting in a bucket, it gets a little corroded in there and the flower no longer absorbs the water as well. So we'll stick that down inside of our tube. Set that aside. You're going to want to have some type of green. I really like baby eucalyptus. It creates a really nice look with the rose. A nice little filler flower. And you don't need this much, so you're just going to want to take, pull off one branch here, and that's plenty. And then we'll put the rest of this aside. And then I really like to add a little piece of willow or something unusual, some curling willow, because it creates a nice little shape at the end. So we're going to measure it along the length of our rose and go just a little bit past. And then you'll cut that off like so, and lay that down. And then you can always add the rest of it in at a shorter length, because when you get home and you want to put in a vase, it creates a nice visual to have two pieces kind of going off in different directions. We'll take that excess and put it aside. So now you're going to pull out your tissue and you're going to lay it down. And you're going to start with your green. You're going to lay that on an angle on your tissue, just above the edge. And we'll put the rose in there, like so. And you want it a little bit shorter so it creates a nice little visual. And you can turn it to whichever direction where you want it to lay. It makes it look more attractive. And we'll put our little piece of willow in here, kind of wind it a little bit around the rose so it kind of sticks out. We'll put the piece of filler flower here, and then the rest of the willow, we'll stick it in a different direction, like so. Then you're going to take your tissue and wrap it over. Just wrap it around, kind of like wrapping up a baby. And then we've got our ribbon, and I decided to go with the white and the red, so since it's right around Valentine's Day. You're just going to cut a piece about your arm length, maybe a little longer. Fold it in half, like so, and then fold it again. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut on an angle towards where the bend is. So you see where the bend is here, we're going to bend it together, keep the wire edges together, cut on an angle up, and you create a nice little shape. We're going to tie it around the outside of the flower. And wire ribbon works best because you can make your bow look very attractive that way. It forms out, it keeps the shape of the bow. And there you have it.